Hi guys, welcome to our first episode of TikTok. I'm your host, Aiden Rail, here with my co-host Avery Burnham, and today we're going to deep dive into some social media trends and how they affect our teens. You being a teen, can you just give us some ideas of social media trends that you've been seeing on your feed?
Yeah, so this year, 2024, is an election year. I saw a lot of politics, especially from the Republican side. I saw a lot of videos from Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens, and I know many of the students in my school also did. Charlie Kirk would hold open mic sessions, or maybe you could even call them rallies, trying to inform. And then Candace Owens was posting a lot of videos, kind of breaking up the feed, or like her feed and the news, trying to determine whether or not what Kamala Harris was doing to campaign for herself was real or not. I think she really focused on bashing Kamala Harris rather than just supporting Trump.
Can you give us a little bit more insight on what goes on at these rallies or these open mic sessions?
Yeah, Charlie Kirk would sit in front of probably hundreds of college students in these big college towns, which are a huge determining factor for um, our elections and what actually happens in politics because they're the newly registered voters and probably the easiest to influence. He would sit there and let people, open mic means they can come up, say whatever they want. Some of them were looking for advice, some of them were trying to argue against Charlie Kirk and like get him to sound a little silly. And I haven't seen yet that that ever happened.
So you're talking about these policies. Can you just give us a couple policies that have been talked at the rally?
Yeah, I think probably the two biggest that I noticed were people coming up to the mic and discussing abortion and the rights of the babies and the women and trying to discuss that with him, whether that be from the Democrat side or the Republican side. I saw a lot coming from people walking up to the mic and wanting to discuss that, but I don't really think that was necessarily in the um, plan for Charlie Kirk. I don't think he was really dedicated to talking about that mainly. But the other thing that I saw a lot of was immigration and how Donald Trump plans to have better border protection because in the last 4 years under the Biden Harris administration, we saw hundreds, probably hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants entering our country. And we saw the effects of that take a large hit over the last few years. So I think the biggest takeaway from that would be that Donald Trump is trying to or plans to have better border protection.
So you say that he goes to these colleges and talks to these college students who are obviously part of the newer generation. Do you think that he purposely does this to target newly registered voters and younger minds?
Absolutely. I mean, anything that you are putting on social media or just kind of getting out there, I think the goal is to use it as a new form of propaganda and sway people to believe whatever you want them to. I think Charlie Kirk does a really good job at this because in the rallies he holds, he's basically just telling them to believe in Trump's administration and go with what he's going to say over what Kamala Harris has planned or what she hasn't planned is what makes it seem like. Um, so yeah,
All right, well, I think that about wraps up our first episode. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you next time where we tell you the truth behind the scrolls.